May the 2nd, 2023, here with your live show. We're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Rod and I doing some solid 7 minutes of griping before the show. Do that often. Sit around and gripe.
It was Tuesday gripe session.
Let's sit there and gripe. It's like Ruffalo's not here. Rod wasn't in the video yesterday. Let's gripe about it. Frickin' Ruffalo. Cruising.
Cruising, yeah.
It's like, how many buffets can one boat have? It's like, well, it's a big boat.
4 or 5 probably, I think, right? 5,
It's a big,
6,
well, at least.
I think I've seen 5 restaurants, 6 restaurants. So.
Those Royal Caribbean boats are gigantic. I mean, they are freaking huge.
Massive.
Ruffalo's doing
city on city floating around.
The tour of buffets for Chris Ruffalo. Unbelievable. Anyways, man, got a lot of action today. Good action once again last night. It was the Devils moving on in the NHL. So all the NHL playoff series are through to the next round. The NBA, it was the James Harden show in Boston. Big upset there.
I did not see that coming. I did not see James Harden scoring 45 points. I really didn't.
The thing is, I mean, he's we know now he's fully capable of it, but I mean, he's been the guy before. You know, it's not like he has never been the guy on a team. So it's like, I mean,
exactly. But we just haven't seen it in so long. I think that's what shocked me a little more. We haven't seen that Harden in a while.
Like Kyrie always wants to be the guy or whatever, but he's never been the guy, really. You know, but a guy like Harden, he's been the guy. He's gotten it done. So, congrats to him. You know, proving a point.
Yeah, that was. Embiid who, as I've seen somebody put, Embiid who was out. It's like, wow. Gonna be a heck of a series.
It was a small baseball card yesterday. I only had one play on the whole board yesterday with all those games and everything. I could have taken the Nuggets also, but really I only played one play the whole day, so that was it. Just couldn't. You know, I wasn't gonna chase. You know, just wasn't gonna chase on a small card. I like the Nuggets. I didn't put them in. I don't know why. I thought the Celtics Sixers was just a tough one. I would have taken the Sixers plus the points like we did on the show, but yeah, I only had one baseball, and that was it. So it's like that's the problem. Like with our leaderboards, it's like you win, you know, you go 1-0 with that 100%, but it's not good enough to hit the daily leaderboards, you
know. No,
it doesn't get it done.
No, it just doesn't show there. If you click on the leaderboards part, then you can see where everybody. And there's a lot. It's not just like. It's not like just top 5 that are winning daily. There's a lot of us there.
Oh no, people! This is like everyone's on a heater right now.
Yep. Crushing the books. No wait, not even a day off. Round 2 starts tonight. They didn't even wait. I figured they'd have one day, but they. For the hockey. Nope, round 2 starts tonight.
Well, we got plenty of action on the board and plenty of picks out there. The thing is, I haven't been putting out, even when I have a lot of picks, I haven't been putting out a lot of packages. It kind of just make it more for the long-term people. Kind of makes it easier. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Got NHL just the 2 games tonight. Got game 1. Panthers and the Maple Leafs. Everyone knows who I'm on. Rod, what do you think?
For me, I'm looking at this one, and I like goals early and often in this one. You look at both teams 6-4 to the over in their last 10. Panthers 4-0 to the over in their last 4. Well, the Leafs 4-1 to the over in their last 5 after allowing 2 goals or less in the previous game. And head to head, 5-1-1 in the last 7 to the over. So I think the play in this one is to take the over. Kind of lead the Leafs to win game 1, but I like the over as the better play.
The thing is that I'm not a big hockey guy, but last year I had heard about how good the Panthers were and how like they were a good young team and that they were really putting it together and that they were kind of flying under the radar, not just in the NHL, but really in all sports. But they had the type of team that could really go for a very long time and be very good for a very long time. And we saw that in the Bruins series, and I think they just continue it on here. I mean, we see this so many times in the NHL playoffs more than any sport. Well, we see it in the NFL too, where a team just gets really hot, and it's like no one's going to beat them, And I think the Panthers right now are that team. They're just hot, and they're feeling it. I mean, they took down the Bruins. They sure as heck can take down the Maple Leafs. I mean, I'm going to take the Panthers here. I'm going to take them on the money line. Might even go alternate puck line on this thing too. But I think the Leafs played in so many tight series there with the Lightning that this one could be tight too. But I think if it is going to be tight, like Rod said, they're going to have to go with them because there's going to be a lot of goals in this thing.
Oh, yeah, lots of goals. You should see the total for the series. I think it's at 38.5 is where for the whole series. And I'm like, 38.5 goals for the whole series? And that's juiced. And I was like, holy man. So you figure 7 games divided by 38. How many is that? Yeah, take it over. There'll be lots of goals in this series. Defense optional. But it's going to be a good one.
Defense.
Because we see what Florida did in that first series with Boston was they hung with them. Boston scored, and Florida was like, no, we're going to tie it right back up. And they tied it right back up. So
yeah, they were resilient on them. They just, just when the Bruins, like, they just figured, well, all right, that's it. We've turned the corner. They were losing, in Game 7, and then they came back and took the lead. And it was like, all right, now we got it, 3-2. Well, you don't got it, It's like, and then you really don't got it. Then you're shaking hands, you're on the Cancun trip with the basketball team.
Right? It's going, what's going on? What do we do?
Cancun trip. We got the Stars and the Kraken, and one thing we know about the Kraken, I mean, I don't really follow either. These are two kind of mundane teams that you just really don't hear anything about if you're not a regular hockey fan, right? These are two teams that if you didn't really follow hockey and people told you these teams were playing, you would say, who? I didn't even know that. Yeah, pretty much. And but we do know from watching this show, which I watch every day because I'm on it, the Kraken are a pretty good road team. So I'm going to take the Kraken here. I'm going to go both dogs on the road. The Kraken just because they've played better on the road this season, so no reason to believe they're not going to play better on the road here. I think I think that plus 150 is actually a sign of respect, for their road play. I mean, 50 and 31, the Stars clearly have the better record in every way that you slice it, except that home puck line number where they're 19 and 25 at home on the puck line, and the Kraken 31 and 14 on the puck line on the road, man. It's like, I mean, because they were dogs the whole time, so you were always plus a goal and a half with them, and they were winning these games outright. I'm going to take the Kraken here. I think take a crack on the Kraken. Rod, you smoking Kraken, or are you going something else here?
For me, I like the under in this game. I think it's going to be lower scoring, hard hitting. Both these teams can play defense. You look at the Kraken, 9-1 to the under in their last 10 games, and Dallas 7-1-1 in their last 9 at home to that under, and head to head. I know the last couple games of the season were a little bit higher scoring, but this is a playoff game. This is going to be a lot tighter. Grubauer, the way he played against Colorado, he's going to come in holding teams down. And Ottinger played lights out as well in the last. So both goalies are hot coming into this one. I like the under 5.5. Kind of lean to Dallas because that takes it's a lot out of you to win a 7-game series, especially against the champs. I think the chance that the Kraken might come in a little bit flat here in this one. But adrenaline only carrying so far, and I think Dallas with a little bit of rest advantages, have had 3+ days off. Kraken just played. I think Dallas might get game one win, but I like the under as the better play.
Pass the Kraken pipe.
Gonna be close.
Move to Major League Baseball. The Braves got swept yesterday by the Mets, and now here they are facing the red-hot Marlins, who have won 4 games in a row, smoking the Cubs pretty good in that series. Got the Rays and the Pirates, best record in the American League versus best record in the National League. And the Tigers, with Michael Lorenzen up against the aforementioned Mets, with Lucchesi on the mound. What do you think of these, Rod?
Well, these ones, I'm going to go with the Marlins here at home. Just you said, Atlanta got beat up the last 2 versus the Mets yesterday in that doubleheader, and then I have to travel come to Miami here. So I'm going to go with the Marlins and Alcantara on the mound. We know what he can do. I'm not really a big Bryce Elder guy. We seen what he did last time, and it wasn't pretty. He went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 walks, 4 earned runs, 3 home runs, and that was against the same Marlins team. So they've already ripped Bryce Elder last time I seen him. I think they can do it again with the Marlins in that one.
I like the I like the Mets here. I didn't put it in as a premium pick because of a lot of the stuff that Rod said. They just played a doubleheader yesterday against the Braves, and they've got to now get back on the horse, and they play in Detroit against the Tigers, who are terrible. But Michael Lorenzen's one of those guys. He's up and down, but the Mets bats are up and down too. This one, it's like I think it all makes sense for the Mets, but it almost looks too easy. So I'm gonna take the Tigers in this one. Take a shot. Got the Yankees and the Guardians. Got the Nationals and the Cubs, and the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. Tough little segment here. Kind of like the over between the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. I had the Red Sox last night. I was the lone wolf. If you get the consensus report, there was one capper on the Blue Jays. On the Red Sox. That was me. I just thought Barrios on the road is usually a pretty bad bet, and I thought that that he was lucky to get off the hook with some really horrific behind the plate umpiring early. He was on the ropes early and often, and then the way the Red Sox have played in the clutch, it's exactly what we've seen from the Red Sox plenty this season, where they give up the lead late and then win it, in their last at bats. We've seen that from them so many times, but I think in this one with Kikuchi and Houck, I think this thing could go way over. So this is like I think a first 5 inning over, as well as a game over. The Blue Jays have scored a ton of runs at Fenway Park over the years. They have a tremendous record at Fenway Park, which is probably why everybody was on them yesterday. But I think they forgot Barrios was pitching. But the thing is like with these two guys pitching, I'm going to guess we're going to see a lot of runs.
And for me, I think I'm going to go with Garrett Cole on the mound. He's off to a great start this season. I'll take the Yankees over Tanner Beebe getting the start for the Guardians. And his low start of the season so far, it wasn't a bad start. He went 5 and 2/3 of an inning, gave up 6 hits. He was lucky to get away with only 1 earned run. He had 8 strikeouts, so not a bad start there. But the way Cole's been pitching to start the year, I think they just shut down the Guardians in this one. Guardians got to win yesterday, I believe, right?
Yes, but I came back on the Yankees.
Yes.
Issue with the Yankees is that Cole's been pitching really well, and it's like we criticize guys when they're underperforming. We give credit where credit is due. He's pitched really well this season, the best that we've ever seen him pitch. Even when in his other when he's with the Pirates and the Astros, he always had the blow up innings, and he's avoided those this season. The issue for me in this one is, number one, the price, and number two is that the Yankees just aren't hitting, and without Aaron Judge in the lineup, it makes it just a little tougher, to get those runs. But yeah, BB is certainly not like a polished veteran or anything, and they went into the pen last night, so I think there's a possibility, especially if Cole can hold them to the donut or one. Got White Sox up against the Twins. Got the Royals up against the Orioles, and the Cardinals against the Angels. I like all these.
You like all these?
Yeah.
For me, these ones, I'm going with the White Sox here. I think they can pull an upset here. Joe Ryan, sure, he's off to a good start. He's got 5 wins in all 5 of his starts, but he's definitely been giving up the hits. It's not like he's been Mr. Perfect. He gave up 7 hits last time, 6 hits, 3 hits. It's like as he moves along. He started the year and he gave up 3 hits, 3 hits, 3 hits. The last game he gave up 6 hits, 7 hits. He's due to get plunked, so I'm going to go with the White Sox, and I think they can get to Joe Ryan in that one and pull an upset.
Yeah, I'm on the Angels in this set. I see Steven Matz on the mound. I'm taking the other team. I don't care who they're playing. They could be playing the A's, the Royals. I don't care. Cincinnati Reds, whatever the case may be. Matz, other team. It really is that simple of an equation. You don't need to look too deep here. In the Cardinals, I know while they get all the credit in the world, this is a 10-19 baseball team with Steven Matz pitching. Yet they're favored in this game against a professional baseball team? I don't think so. I'm going to take the Angels there. Got Texas Rangers up against the Diamondbacks. Got the Astros and the Giants. And the Rockies against the Brewers. And I guess I'm first. I like the under in that Astros-Giants game. Hunter Brown is really good. He's the real deal. And he gets into trouble, but he gets out of it with minimal damage. Anthony DeSclafani, I've gone over this a million times on this show. I don't care. Nobody ever believes me. I always see the comments, oh, they busted up my parlay, whatever. It's like, yeah, because you're betting against the guy with a 2.7 ERA. That's why your parlay got busted up, okay? This guy is a good pitcher. The thing is, when you look at his career numbers, they're not that great because he pitched in Cincinnati. It's the second best hitter's ballpark in all of baseball. Now he comes to San Francisco. He had the one bad year because he was injured. He didn't pitch that many innings. He got hit really hard when he was hurt, and he paid the price in his ERA. So he had like a 6-point-something ERA, 6.63. He went five games, 0-2, 34 hits in 19 innings, 21 runs, 14 earned, 4 walks and 17 strikeouts, 4 home runs, because he didn't play that much, so he didn't have time for it to level out and even up, and he had gotten hit hard when he was injured. So he had the 6.63, but you go to his other ones. This guy at Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati had a 3.28, a 3.89. In San Francisco, the prior year to getting injured, he had a 3.17. This guy's the real deal, and Hunter Brown is too. Run's going to be impossible in Houston. I like the under. Impossible. All possibilities have left the building. There'll be no runs.
No runs.
No runs. It's like we'll be on the show. We'll be on the show tomorrow morning. Still no runs in Houston.
Set the record for the longest game ever. Still no runs.
There'll be no runs. It's like position players will be pitching. It's like no runs.
Right? Can't even lift the bat anymore. Just swung 50 times at the plate.
I've seen games where they've used up everybody. I've seen them.
Where they've used up everybody. Right?
Everybody.
And for me, I like the under in the Arizona and Texas game. Definitely unders in Houston today, in Texas. Zach Gallen's pitching, and he's went 26 innings and hasn't given up an earned run in those his last 4 starts.
Again. I mean, 2 years in a row. He did it. He did it last year
gone
too.
On a run like this. Yep. So I lean to Arizona. John Gray, not a bad pitcher. He hasn't given up more than 3 runs all season, so I like the under Arizona, Texas. In a pitcher maybe park. So who unders? I think you parlay those up. I like your under as well. I'm done.
Got the Reds and the Padres A's and the Mariners and the Dodgers and the Phillies.
I'm gonna go with the over in the Reds and the Padres. We got Graham Ashcraft going, and he can definitely give up some runs. We know what Michael Walker can do. 8.5. I think we get to 10 in this one today. Give me the over.
Oh, I see Walker. I take the other team automatically. That's for sure. I got Walker and Mats have been running on the same days, in the rotations. So it's like I get two automatics on those days. It's like I might not post them always as premium picks. I've had them a few times in there, but believe me, they're in my betting accounts. Trust me on that one. The nice thing is, if you can get a good one like them against just the right team, you could actually get really, really good odds on some of these.
You can get some good odds, right?
I'm going to take the Phillies here against the Dodgers. Stram against Urias. Urias was terrible last time that we saw him. And he seems to be regressing, actually, at this point in his, this season. While Stram actually pitched really well. He's been pitching very good. And Bryce Harper back for the Phillies. I'll take the Phillies. All right, we move on. Big night in the NBA, of all places. And it is the Knicks and the Heat. The Heat taking game one. Jimmy Buckets, what's his status? I'm going to guess he's going to play the way things are looking, right? Because the line hasn't really moved. It says questionable, but I haven't heard one way or another. But the line hasn't moved. So that makes me believe he's playing.
I haven't heard either way, and I'm like, do you rush him in there? I think he plays.
Well, you're on the jam session today, right?
Yeah.
So we'll hopefully have an update there.
Have an update there with Jimmy Buckets, whether he's going to play or not. But you got to take the points with the Heat. I don't know. It's only one way to go. I'm not. If he plays, I'm definitely taking the points in the Heat. But if he doesn't play, I think I would take the Knicks to even up the series.
I'm taking the Heat either way because I'm a homer and I can.
Yep.
That's what I do. I shamelessly take the Heat just like Jay Briggs takes the Mavs.
Just like I take the Oilers.
Unapologetically, and without basis. No substance behind the pick.
Come on, I've been in some bad years with the Oilers.
My story, I'm sticking to it. Go to the big one, the Warriors and the Lakers. This could be the NBA Finals, and people would be excited about it. And probably makes for a case of having the playoffs go across both sides, and just having the two best teams in the finals or whatever. Because there's no way there'll be another series in the entire playoffs, even including the finals, that does better TV ratings than this thing does. This is about as big as it gets. You got Curry, you got Clay, Anthony Davis, you got LeBron. But I think, in a game like this, while the stars do come out in this series, and the stars will have their day in this series. Man, I think Reeves and, some of these other guys in the Warriors, it could come down to these type of players in this series. Reeves has really become a whole different player here for the Lakers.
For the Lakers, yeah.
I'm going to watch this one as a fan, but I like the under. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I like the under. You look at all three meetings this season, went under the total. Defensive stuff over here in this one. We know what AD can do, and I think surprisingly the Warriors, who their defense hasn't been great, I think it steps up here, and we get a defensive battle in this one, and we get under the total. I agree. I like the under.
All right. Well, parlay time. Like,
and we're gonna go with the. I'm gonna take the Leafs. The Leafs. Leafs in Florida over the total. We're gonna take the Lakers game under the total, and we're gonna go to MLB, and I'm gonna take the over in the the Padres and the Reds.
You'll like this one, Rod. I'm going Jay Briggs style. Marlins, Heat, Panthers. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining us. Make it a winning day. Appreciate each and every one of you. See you tomorrow.